in Sturbridge, Massachusetts at Altruist Brewing. Hop Odysseys is taking you to the Altruist Brewing Company in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Come on in. Welcome to Hop Odysseys, where we're traveling around looking for breweries that make great beer, but also make a great contribution to their communities. So hop on for a beer I've never had in a place I've never been with a friend I haven't met yet.
There you go.
Yeah, finally, I kept it close enough. Welcome to Hop Odysseys. We're down here in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. I'm at the Altruist Brewery. I'm with Bob, the owner. So Bob, tell me about your place and tell me about the dream.
Okay, yep. Bob Bixby, Altruist Brewing, co-owner. Started this, we just passed our 3rd year anniversary. Everything's going great. COVID threw a little wrench in the mix there, but we're pulling out of that as we speak, so that's all good. The dream for me is I started brewing when I lived in Maine back in the early 90s. Made a lot of really, really bad beer, but always had the dream to open a brewery. Fast forward, many, many years, kids are out of college, and I realized I'm not getting any younger, so if I was going to do this, I better do it. So we started this process about 5 years ago, building a business plan. Took me a full year, because I did the full build out myself, me and my partner. Took us a full year of whacking away at this place to put it together.
Well, we're going to put a pause on this because we're in a pretty cool building. There's got to be some history behind this building.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It's a 168 or 170 year old, I guess 170 years now, cotton mill. And right now it's just a bunch of eclectic different things. We got real estate companies, we got restaurants, we got a brewery, all kinds of different things in the building itself. And we're kind of detached from the main part of the building. There's no way to get from our brewery to that main part. But yeah, it's just a very old mill building, sits on the Quabbog River over here. And at one point they used to divert the water through the mill itself to actually power the mill back when they were doing the cotton.
So my guess is the water that they diverted underneath here is not the water that you're using to brew your beer.
No, that water's just chailing down the stream now.
And now for that friend I haven't met yet, this is Hambone. Hey Hambone, tell me why you like coming here.
Well, I like the different beers that they have, and every time I come here, they have something a little different. And then if they don't have something different, they have the same beer over and over again. I like the IPAs or I like the dark beers. So that's why I like coming here.
And I noticed that you and I share a blood type. How about that?
Yeah, I'm kind of a hophead.
So your name is the Altruist Brewing Company. Hey, how'd you get that name?
So that's actually our third name. So the first name was going to be Circle Hook Brewing. One of the things I also do is I make saltwater fishing lures. And a circle hook is a type of hook. Very early on when we started the process, we started contacting lawyers and things like that and wanted to be a trademark attorney. And he said, lose the hook because there's a brewery in New Hampshire that's partially owned by InBev and your pockets aren't deep enough. So at that point, I was at a loss what to call the brewery, and one day I was coming home from my day job, and I'm getting off the Mass Pike here, because I live in Sturbridge, and I looked up and it's Exit 9. So I came up with Exit 9 Brewing, and that's what it was going to be for a while. And then my partner, my wife, joined one of the town boards, planning board, and found out that, hey, they're changing all the Mass Pike exits to mile markers. So there's not going to be an Exit 9 anymore. So at that point, we sat down.
You hadn't printed up any glasses by
then? Not glasses. We had growlers and all kinds of other stuff, though. But then my wife and I sat down, and her pool runs a little deeper than mine, and she says, "Okay, what do we really want to do here? What's the real reason behind doing this?" And for me, I love making beer, right? And I love when people drink my beer. And the other thing we wanted to do is with this beer, we wanted to give back to the community. And she just looked and she goes, "That's very altruistic." And I just went, ding,
there it is.
Altruist. So that's how we came up with the name. And we do try to give back to the community as much as possible. This year's been tough with the COVID, being shut down most of the year. But in the past, we've done a lot of things like we have once in a while we have a handle for a cause. So we'll have one beer that's on a tap, and those proceeds go to whatever cause. And when I say cause, it's not the big charities, right? It's not the Dana Farmers and things like that. It's tied to the local community. A couple years ago, there was a child in a neighboring town that had cancer, and they were doing some benefits for him. So we put, tap for a cause there. Proceeds went back to that. We do a lot of stuff with the Pan Mass Challenge for the people that ride it. I have a lot of friends that ride it. I've ridden myself. So we do a lot of charities and things like that for them. So yeah, we're always trying to give back to the communities any way we can.
Fantastic. Hey, so Bob, tell me about some of the favorite beers you brew here.
So I'm the father of all these beers, so they're all my favorite. I don't have a particular beer that I like more than the other. But what I tend to drink a lot of is big IPAs. Not so much of the juicy ones, but although we do make them. A lot of the New England stuff we do make here. But I prefer some a little bit of hot fight. So I prefer more of a West Coast style. But we do a lot of really well balanced stouts, barrel aged stouts, and sours as well. So for me, my favorite beer is probably the one whatever's in my hand.
I found bikes and beer all over the world, and sometimes that friend I hadn't met yet was simply an amazing person. On a trip to Tanzania that involved bicycling, breweries, and a safari with the majestic wildlife of East Africa, I had the good fortune of meeting a woman named Connie Neighbor. Connie founded Karama Connection, an orphanage taking care of abandoned and orphaned children, giving them housing, education, healthcare, and mostly love. By subscribing to Hop Odysseys, you help provide for these kids. To learn more, see karamaconnection.org. It may change your life.